Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Last week, we are already done discussing units and measurements. So we already know how to convert from one system to another. Particularly, we focused on metric system. So how are we going to convert from deci to centi, from kilo to hecto, from giga to tera, micro to nano. So you're already familiar with that. You are already taught about the mnemonics to memorize the metric prefixes. So we have the great man, King Henry, died by drinking chocolate milk until 9 p.m. Please take note of that because that will be very useful all throughout our discussion in physics because we will be reporting measurements. Now, those measurements, what we described in our previous discussion is the quantity of a particular object. So we say, for example, if we say mass, you know that to describe the mass of an object, we need two important elements of measurement. We need to have a number, okay? We need to have a number, and we know that in physics, number alone does not mean any sense, right? It will only make sense if ever there is a unit. So we have a number plus a unit. And this measurement is what we refer to as magnitude. Yan. So this measurement refers to the magnitude. So for example, if we say 10 kilograms, that's the magnitude of the mass. 17 degrees Celsius, that's the magnitude of the temperature. So a number plus a unit refers to a magnitude. There are some quantities that we can describe it using magnitude only. However, there are also cases when we need direction to describe it. Okay? There are quantities in which we need magnitude to describe it. For example, mass 55 kilograms. It already makes sense, right? We can already perceive or we can already distinguish, we will know what 55 kilogram means. Kapag tinanong ba kita, what is your mass? Hindi mo naman sasabihin sa akin, right, na I am 60 kilograms north. Right? It does not make sense. Meaning, mass does not need direction in order to be defined or in order to be described. For example, tinanong kita, ano ba ang temperature ngayon sa room? You cannot say or you do not say 17 degrees Celsius north-northwest. It does not make sense when you describe temperature. So, ibig sabihin, temperature, hindi niya kailangan ng direction. However, there are also quantities kung saan we need to give or to provide direction so that it will mean a thing. For example, gaano ba kalayo ang Rojas from San Pedro College? Let's say a kilometer, 1 kilometer. However, if you just tell me 1 kilometer, masaag ko, no? Asa kung lakaw? Di ba? So that means you'll say from San Pedro College, move or travel 1 kilometer to the left or to the right or forward or backward. So that means to describe that thing or that quantity needs direction so that you can go somewhere. Kaadto ka dito ba? And that will be our discussion for this morning. We are going to discuss when is it possible to describe a quantity na kailangan ng direction and hindi na kailangan ng direction. In physics, we call that term as scalar and vector quantity. So these are our objectives. First, differentiate vector and scalar quantities. Second, perform addition of vectors. And third, rewrite a vector in a component form. But for this discussion, we are only going to focus on objectives 1 and 3. Later, next week, we'll focus on addition of vectors, objective number 2. Okay, so as what I have told you, there are two things to consider in describing the quantity. First, there needs to have a magnitude. And when we talk about magnitude, it has what? It has number plus unit. Again, unit is very important. No unit, wala, zero. Okay, so it has a number and then 10 kilograms, 10 newtons, 5 degrees Celsius, 5 moles. Those are magnitudes. Now, there are cases when we also need to define the direction. Later, we are going to discuss how are we going to report direction. Diba sa Pinoy, dali lang kayo muhatag direction dito. Diba? Dito move. Liko sa kanan, liko sa kaliwa, forward, makita kang kanto, diba? Direction. But in physics, we are very particular with the direction. How are we going to describe direction? That will be discussed later. So there are quantities kung saan kailangan lang natin ng magnitude, but there are also quantities na kailangan natin both magnitude and direction. For example, kapag tinanong kita again sa introduction natin, the mass. Kapag tinanong tayo what the mass is, ang sasabihin lang natin, ang isasagot lang natin is 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms. We do not need direction to describe a mass. For example, bibili ka sa palengke, ate, pabili po ng isda 1 kilo to the north. It will not make any sense. Meaning, mass does not need direction in order to be described. Hindi na niya kailangan ng direction. That means mass is a scalar quantity. It does not need direction. Another example, gaano ba katagal ang lecture sa physics? You say 2 hours. You do not say 2 hours north-northwest or 2 hours. Gaano ba katagal ang flight from Davao to Cebu? Let's say 45 minutes. Hindi mo sabihin 45 minutes to the north, 45 minutes to the south. Diba? So meaning, time is also a scalar quantity. Meaning, hindi na niya kailangan ng direction in order to be described. Okay? Good. Okay, for example, temperature. Ano ba temperature ngayon? 17 degrees Celsius, no? 17 degrees Celsius to the north, 17 degrees Celsius to the south, meaning it does not need direction to be described. So it is a scalar quantity. It does not need direction in order to be described. However, based on our introduction pa din, there are also quantities na kailangan ng direction in order to be described. We call those terms as a vector quantity. Okay? So kapag nilagyan natin ng direction, for example, sabi ko kanina, Rojas is facing San Pedro College. Rojas is 1 kilometer to the right. 1 kilometer to the right, but it's not straight right naman. So we can say 2 degrees, di ba? So may ganun na mga direction. Move to the left, move to the right, forward, right ulit. Meaning it needs direction in order to be described. And that is what we call a vector quantity. So how are we going to identify if a particular quantity is a scalar or a vector quantity? So ito lang. Una, fundamental quantities. We discussed already what fundamental quantities are. We have length, for example, the height of a pencil, or the length of this whiteboard marker. Let's say this is 10 centimeters. Let's assume, assumption lang, 10 centimeters. 10 lang ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for example, 10 centimeters. Just an estimate, one significant figure. Let's have 10 centimeters. You do not say the length of this pencil or of this whiteboard marker is 10 centimeters to the north or 10 centimeters to the right. Right? You just say 10 centimeters. The length of the whiteboard marker is 10 centimeters. No direction. Okay? So meaning length is a scalar quantity. In fact, all of the fundamental quantities are scalar quantity. That is why you do not say 5 kilograms north. You do not say 2 seconds. 2 seconds to the north left. Sa basketball, for example, last 2 minutes to the north. Di ba? Walang ganun. Walang direction. There is no direction in there. Because fundamental quantities are scalar quantities. Good? meaning it does not need direction in order to be described. However, there is one special fundamental quantity, a quantity of length, dimension of length, that is a vector quantity. There is one, and that is displacement. Okay? Displacement. What is a displacement? Displacement, although we will discuss that in kinematics, but for now, displacement is a vector quantity. Ibig sabihin, it needs direction in order to be described. So for example, you say, dalawa kasi yan, distance and displacement. Gaano ba kalayo from San Pedro College to Rojas? Let's say 1 kilometer. If you just say 1 kilometer, that is a distance. Okay, a 1 kilometer, that's distance. But you do not know, it does not specify what particular direction you're going. But if you say 1 kilometer going to the left or going to the right or going to the east, for example, that's a direction. This is now what we call a displacement. There is direction, although displacement is more than that. We will discuss that in kinematics. But for now, you have to know that displacement has direction. Gaano ba kalayo ang Manila? So that's, let's say, 400 kilometers north. So there is a direction. So there's one fundamental quantity that is a vector quantity. So I want you to take note of that. Displacement is a vector quantity. So now, how about, again, fundamental quantities or scalar quantities? Take note of the 7 fundamental quantities. Those are scalar except vector. Except vector. Except displacement, which is a vector quantity. Good. So now, let's have derived quantities. Derived quantities are quantities that are a combination of fundamental quantities. For example, if you combine 2 or more fundamental quantities, that is a derived quantity. Okay? For example, let us combine length and length. That's a derived quantity. Okay? Let us combine length and length. Length, what is length times another length or width? Let's say width. Width is also the dimension of length. Sorry. The dimension of width is also length. Length, kumbaga. Length times width, that's a combination of 2 fundamental quantities, both dimensions length. That is already a derived quantity. So you combine. What if we combine 2 scalar quantities? What will be the result? If we combine 2 scalar or 2 or more combine scalar and scalar, of course, we will get a scalar quantity. For example, length times width times height. What is that? Length times width times height. What is that? What formula is that? Length times width times height. That's the formula for volume, right? That's the formula for volume. So let us identify if volume is scalar or vector. What is length? Length dimension of length is length, of course. So it's a fundamental quantity. So it's a scalar quantity where it has a dimension of length pa din because you are going to measure the length. Okay? So still it is a scalar quantity. Height is also a scalar quantity. So it is a combination of scalar quantities. That means volume is a scalar quantity. Do you follow? Volume is a scalar quantity. That is why hindi ka bibili ng Coke sa tindahan. Ate, pabili po ng Coke 5 liters. May 5 liters ng Coke. 1.5 liters to the north. Huh? Di ba walang ganun? Walang ganun. Okay? Because volume is a scalar quantity. It does not need direction to be described. Good? Ano pa ba? Later na lang. Let's have another example. Let's have density. Density is defined as density is defined as mass divided by volume. Mass divided by volume. That's the formula for density. So we know that mass is scalar. This is a scalar quantity. And volume, we know from the previous example that volume is a scalar quantity also. That means density is a scalar quantity. Good? Density is a scalar quantity because it is a combination of scalar quantities. So ganun lang. Diba? As easy as that. So now, what if we combine a vector and a scalar? What are we going to get? If we combine a vector and a scalar, we will get a vector quantity. Like for example, we already know one vector quantity, right? And that is displacement. So for example, we have displacement over time. Not distance, displacement, sorry. So let's have displacement over time. Displacement over time. And that's the formula for velocity, okay? Although we are going to discuss this in kinematics in the next lesson. But for now, know that velocity is displacement over time. So let us identify if velocity is scalar or vector. Displacement, we know from the previous slide that displacement is a vector quantity and time is a scalar quantity. So it is a combination of vector and scalar. That means velocity is also a vector quantity. That is why we can also describe the velocity of a bus. The bus is moving 80 kilometers per hour going to the north. It makes sense. 80 kilometers per hour going to the north. Good? But sir, it also makes sense to say 80 kilometers per hour. 80 kilometers per hour. What's the difference between 80 kilometers per hour going to the north and 80 kilometers per hour? Of course, when you just say 80 kilometers per hour, it does not specify what direction it is going. Okay? So in physics, if we have a direction, we call it a velocity. And if we don't have direction, we call it speed. Good? So do not say speed. Di ba? Ginayon natin na, wow, speed. It means walang direction. You say velocity because it means mayroon direction. Mga moves, di ba? Speed kaya mga moves ba? Ayaw na kay it means wala kay direction. Dapat velocity. But there is also a difference between velocity and speed that we are going to discuss in the next lesson. For now, know that velocity has direction, speed does not have direction. Okay, so we already have two, what do we call this? Two quantities that are vector. We have, ano nga yung isa? Displacement, and the next one is velocity. Let's have another example. So pag-isulat yung mga vector quantities and scalar quantities. Let's have another example. Say for example, acceleration. The formula for acceleration is change in velocity over time. We know from the previous example that velocity is vector, and we also know that time is fundamental, so it is a scalar. Therefore, acceleration is also a vector quantity. Is that clear? That means to describe direction, to describe acceleration, you also need to describe its direction. Goods? Okay, so we have three vector quantities: displacement, vector, and acceleration. Let's have another example. Do not mind the equations. Ha? Again, the goal is to differentiate lang vector and scalar quantities. Let's have the formula for force. Force is mass times acceleration. Force is mass times acceleration. We know that mass is a fundamental quantity, so it is a scalar quantity. And we know from the previous example that acceleration is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. That means force is also a vector quantity. That means you need to describe force using magnitude and direction. That is why I push you to the left, I push to the right, I push to upward, push downward. Because force is a vector quantity. Okay? Yan. Push the ball. Push it to the left, push it to the right. So there is a direction associated with force. So later on in our discussion on Newton's laws of motion, 10 newtons going to the north, going to the left, going to the right, etc. Good? Okay, let's have, what if vector and vector? What if we combine vector and another vector? There are two scenarios. We have a vector product. So that is a vector plus, if you see sine of an angle, it means it is a vector quantity. So again, if it is sine, vector quantity. If it is cosine, a scalar quantity. There is a term, nakalimutan ko yung term. Search ko muna ha. There's a term for this. I think, nakalimutan ko saan siya ng cross product at saka dot product. Search ko muna. Baka iba yung ibigay ko na information. I don't know if the cosine is the dot product or the cross product. Dot product. Cosine. A vector product is cosine? No, that's not vector. Yes, dot product is a scalar. Dot product, so cosine is a dot product. That's the term, but that's beyond the scope of our discussion. That's only the term used. And vector product or cross product, that's for sine. Let me check. Cross product. Okay, vector cross product. Okay. So ayan, basta tandaan mo lang, kapag nakakita ka ng sine theta, that's a vector quantity. Kapag nakakita ka ng cosine theta, that's a scalar quantity. For example, let me give an example. Work is defined as force times displacement cosine theta or cosine of an angle. It is dot product. Meaning, what is work? Is it scalar or vector? It is scalar kasi may nakita ka na cosine. It is a scalar quantity. Work and energy are associated. So kung ano yung work, that is also energy. So that's why energy, kilowatt hour, wala namang electrical energy is in kilowatt hour. But that is also work. Work and energy are just the same. We are going to discuss that next time, in the near future. So that's why we do not say, gaano ba kalaki yung electrical energy na consume? 10 kilowatt hour. Nakarinig ka ba na 10 kilowatt hour going to the north? Di ba wala? So it is a scalar quantity because it is a dot product. So cosine, may cosine. Clear? Examples ng vector product, cross product, sine. The torque. The formula for torque is force, the same, force times displacement. However, it is sine of an angle. So it is a vector quantity. Torque is a vector quantity. Let's have an example. Let us apply. Let us apply. Raise muna? Okay, good. Let's have voltage. Not voltage. Charge. The formula for charge is current divided by time. So charge is current divided by time. So what is charge? Is it scalar or vector? We know current is fundamental quantity, so it's scalar. Time is also a fundamental quantity, so this is also scalar. Therefore, charge is good, a scalar quantity. Okay? Charge is a scalar quantity. Voltage. The formula for voltage is work divided by charge. So I think you already know the answer. Work, alam natin work, from the previous example, we know work is a scalar quantity because it is a dot product cosine. Charge is also a scalar quantity. Therefore, voltage is a scalar quantity. Hindi ka bibili ng battery sa hardware. Pabili ko ng 12 volts to the north na battery. Di ba lang ganun? So it's a scalar quantity. It does not need direction to be described. Good? So scalar, no direction. Vector has direction. So that is why, to summarize, to sum it up, we can say, I just read it from a book. I was a scalar until you came into my life. Now I am a vector. Charing. So that's the difference between a scalar and vector quantity. I hope you can already identify the which quantity is scalar, which quantity is vector.